Hello Year 8s, I'm Miss Sanda, Head of Business and Economics, and I'm here to talk to you about economics as a GCSE option for yourselves next year. In our department, alongside myself, I've got Mrs. Stockley, who helped me teach economics, and we both are subject specialists in our business and economics field. We've either done these subjects as part of our degrees or previous studies. We're both very, very passionate about our subjects because we believe in its true contribution to your lives in the future as adults, as well as for your future career pathways and studies. We have many student leadership opportunities and strong links to sixth form because we have both of our subjects running into the sixth form as level 3 studies. So you will have a very nice continuation of your studies if you want to take it up with your further education. We have opportunities for extracurricular activities such as the Economics Debate Club, which is currently run by the Year 12s, and you as the Year 9s will be contributing towards that and helping out the sixth form students. If you are wondering what economics is about, it's really coming down to one key concept of scarcity. We have unlimited wants and needs and limited resources that can meet those wants and needs. So we are constantly having to make a choice between what to produce and what to make and how much of it we can actually offer to the consumers and what prices those consumers should pay and things like that. So economics in its key essence, looking at this question of how we can deal with scarcity. It is split up into two key sections. One side is called microeconomics and the other side is macroeconomics. So in the micro side, we will be looking at key economic foundations and how markets work, how resources are allocated, how prices are determined, how demand and supply interact with each other, what we ask for and what the businesses are able to offer us don't necessarily match up, so we look at those differences. And we'll look at how impacts of production, making things, have on the others around us, i.e. the local communities and other businesses, but also the environment. In the macroeconomic side, we will be looking at the wider economy from a wider perspective of key economic groups such as consumers, producers and government and their interactions. We'll look at policy making, for example, why the government increases tuition fees perhaps, or why do they have benefits cutbacks, or you might be thinking of how will they control inflation, prices going up, and how can governments intervene and make a change. We'll also be looking at the international perspectives like the globalization and international trade. And we'll look at how conflicts around the world, such as the current conflict between Russia and Ukraine, can have an impact and how countries are able to deal with it through using economic sanctions. Okay, so why would you want to study economics? Not only that, economics is a highly respected and academic subject that universities and employers value hugely, but it's also a very real-world issues that we actually discuss in the lessons, and it helps you understand the world around you. It's got strong future prospects in relation to further and higher education, and it is very versatile subject and combines well with virtually every other subject that you can think of. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. Economics also gains you highly advanced numerical, verbal and written skills because you are required to develop these skills in the subject. And as a social science, it helps build strong reasoning skills and inquisitive mind. So the reason why I said is versatile and combines well with any other subject. It's basically on things such as, if I was to combine economics with, let's say, politics or law, you can see that the policy making and legislation, how it can have an impact on economics and vice versa. So any changes in the economy might trigger changes in legislation, or how interest rates, for example, is controlled by the Bank of England to a certain extent. And those kind of decision making is coming from an understanding of not just the historical contexts and the politics, but also economics. This subject can combine well with even the subjects that you might not necessarily automatically link it to economics, such as sciences. More and more scientists have been picking economics as a combination subject simply because they realized how important it was to deal with limited resources that they have got. And through the pandemic, for example, this became even more apparent. Every time there's a crisis, every time we go through some difficulties, like the economic crisis we had in 2008, followed by the pandemic that we've recently all experienced, even the scientists are limited in terms of what they can have access to. And with the help of economists, they are able to figure out the most efficient ways of managing their resources. Like you might have heard about how scientists ran out of test tubes in the labs due to many millions of COVID tests that had been conducted recently. So those kind of issues are not a scientist's problem to solve. It's more to do with economists and policymakers to solve. So we'll be looking at things like that in our lessons. One really important thing that students ask us about their GCSE choices is how they will be assessed. Now, in Economics GCSE, you will have 2 exam papers to sit. Both of these exam papers come right at the end of your year 11. So you don't have an external assessment, an official assessment, until you get to year 11. And this is called a linear, not a modular, linear GCSE. This is after the specifications were changed and the GCSE reform was conducted, that the exam boards decided that you will sit your exams right at the end of your course. So in year 9, we will ease you into the subject. We'll develop your key understanding of the foundations of economics. Year 10 will build on that knowledge with both micro and macroeconomics. And then we will continue doing that alongside development of your exam skills into year 11. Now, both papers, they've got identical looks, and they are each 1 hour 45 minutes long, worth 80 marks, and each of them are worth 50% of your overall GCSE. Now, in the questions, in terms of the types of questions you will get, you will have 10 multiple choice questions in each paper. They might not be the easiest multiple choice questions, but we will train you in terms of how to deal with them. And you will be asked to answer some mixture of calculation and short and extended answer questions in the papers. So you might be given a context, such as the current situation in the economy, and then asked your opinions about how efficiently you might tackle those problems. In economics, because we are dealing with resource allocations, such as human resources like employees, workers, and their allocations best, or it could be that you are dealing with let's say, construction companies' efficiencies, and you're looking at their materials and equipment that they use for their business to be most efficiently allocated. Regardless of all these issues or what industry or field we are dealing with, you are going to be very good problem solvers. You will look at things from many different angles. We'll train you to talk about how you can creatively solve these problems. You will develop, therefore, your analytical and evaluative thinking skills. And you will be actually required to develop your numerical skills because they are a significant part of the course, because you will be dealing with not just the numbers. There are some simple calculations. They are not hugely complex maths calculations. They are simple calculations, but you still need to be numerically minded because you will be dealing with graphs and diagrams and charts, and you should be able to interpret those data sets that you are given. You will also be developing your writing skills because you will have some extended response questions to answer, and you should be able to justify a point of view when you are in an exam situation or even verbally in the classroom. You will definitely be developing some form of academic research because we will ask you to look into doing some research as part of your homework. You might look at some newspaper articles, listen to some news, and talk to your parents and family about the current events and affairs. And that will help you also create some level of awareness of the world around you, which will make you a very valuable young adult. Of course, you are not in this journey by yourself. So I want you to be rest assured that we will do everything in our power to support you fully. And the types of support that we are able to offer you are varied. So we've got obviously the in-class support from a specialist teacher. We've got a dedicated virtual learning space where you will find your resources, any additional materials, worksheets, and help with homework. You will have a comprehensive workbook that you will be able to use in lessons and outside lessons. You'll be offered to have a revision guide and a revision workbook. We will offer you support for your homework. We will give you lots and lots of past paper exam practice and model answers so you can get trained towards your exam. And we will also offer you extracurricular activities such as the debate club and school trips, as mentioned earlier. So you will have your level of understanding enhanced through many different activities that you actually are able to do. Economics is a subject that will open many doors for you in terms of further or higher education or both. So as I said before, economics will allow you to get into the continuation of your level 2 studies into level 3 as part of the sixth form offering. So we have a provision of A-level economics course at our sixth form, and a very enthusiastic group of sixth formers who are there to help you out, mentor you, and guide you and support you alongside the department. It's a facilitating subject at university level because universities really value this as a very academic subject, and it can be studied as a standalone subject at university level or alongside any other humanities subjects such as history, geography, sociology, government and politics, and law. Many politicians, for example, have studied economics, and many policymakers, high-level chief executive officers in big businesses, multinational corporations, banks, etc., have completed a degree in economics or a combination of economics with other subjects. Now, we have been, over the last 10 years or so, or maybe just over 10 years, have been seeing a growing interest from students as well as their parents who choose maths, science, engineering, and arts and design pathways, but they want to combine their subject with economics. And this is down to the fact that, as I said to you, every time we go through some form of crisis, people get reminded as the value of economics as a subject in terms of how it makes you a much better manager, a much better employee, a much better even policymaker if you have an understanding of how the economy works and how best to manage the economy alongside your other field of expertise. So it's a highly regarded subject for any further or higher education institutions. Some of the career prospects I have listed here and you might not even know what some of these jobs do, but you can clearly see from the diagram I've got on this screen this is a data set that was collected in 2017-2018 period from the graduates from universities. And when you look at the second most highest earned job in the industries that they have looked at, which is quite many, as you can see, it was economics graduates that got the lion's share of the higher income earning. And this is just the second in ranking after medicine and dentistry, and just above mathematics. And so you can see that economics is not just a highly regarded subject for institutions, but it is also a well-paid job. Therefore, you can see the value that employers put into this subject. Okay, so thank you very much for listening and looking at the subject economics for your GCSE option. If you have any questions, anything that you wanted to ask, please come and find us in the D corridor, and we will be more than happy to answer any questions you have and show you some materials that we've got on the subject. I'm really hoping that I will see a group of you in September. Good luck with your choices. Take care.